Hey there, it's a Saturday, and yes, I'm back with Saturday Short Story with Shanker Viswanath. My name is Shanker Viswanath. I'm a performance enhancement specialist. I work with ambitious leaders and help them manage and achieve their full potential and grow faster so that they can live a quality of life they know they deserve. Last week, if you remember, I had shared a story with a model that if you have a strength, strengthen it so much that all your weaknesses get hidden within that. But if you think you cannot live without a weakness, then work on it and convert it into your strength. A lot of you appreciated that, but a few of you also said, how can we get rid of our weaknesses? Please share a story on that. So here it comes. Arjun and Subhadra had a son called Abhimanyu, and of late they observed that Abhimanyu is picking up a lot of bad habits, and despite them being nice to him, a little strict to him, very strict to him, he doesn't seem to be getting over those weaknesses and those bad habits. One day, while going on the road, Arjun sees somebody on the other side of the road and he recognizes him. Oh my God, this is Professor Mathew. So he stops the car, he runs across to him and says, Professor Mathew, right? And Professor Mathew says, yes, it is Professor Mathew. Sir, don't you remember me? I'm Arjun. I was in your class 25 years ago. And Professor Mathew just looks at him and pretends, yes, I recognized you, my son. I recognized you. And he says, I'm so happy that you recognized me, sir. May I drop you to your residence? I have a car. And Professor says, it's very close by. I'll go. Don't worry. No. I insist, sir. I want to talk to you about something. And they both drive along. And Arjun tells him that Abhimanyu, his son, is getting into some bad habits. He wants him to talk to him and counsel him so that it will have some impact and he will follow whatever Mathew Sir tells him. He has the confidence in Mathew Sir, Arjun says. So Mathew Sir tells him, it's okay, drop your son the next Sunday and I'll see what I can do. So the next Sunday, Arjun takes his son Abhimanyu and drops him to Mathew Sir's house. On way, he tells him that Mathew Sir, the grandfather, is his professor. He has taught him and that Arjun respects him a lot and he asks Abhimanyu to behave in front of him. So Professor Mathew, instead of taking Abhimanyu inside the house, takes him for a walk to show him around the plantations that he has got. As they are walking, at some point of time, Professor asks him to stop and shows him a weed. And he says, do you know what that is? He says, no, I don't know. He says, that's a weed, that spoils the plants. Can you go and pull it out for me? That's nothing, sir. I can do it for you immediately. So he goes, runs, pulls it out and comes back. And Professor says, good job done, my dear child. And they continue to walk. After a while, there's a little shrub that Professor Mathew asks Abhimanyu to pull out. Oh, yes, sir, I can do it. He runs across, puts a little bit of effort, pulls it out. Wow, you're a strong lad, I must say, Professor says. They continue to walk. After a while, there's a little plant, kind of a small tree. And Professor points out and says, can you go and pull that one also out? That is also a weed which has grown. Oh, yes, sir. And he goes and puts all his might, complete might. He's not able to pull it out. Professor asks, what happened, Abhimanyu? Try harder. He tries his best, but he can't pull it out. So Professor helps him, gets the shovel and other things, and they pull it out from the root. Abhimanyu is a little tired now. And he says, come, let's go back. On their way back, Professor asks him, what did you learn? I didn't learn anything. He says, the small weed which I asked you to pull out is like the tiny bad habits that you pick up. It's easier to pull them out when they are just developing. When they become a little big like the shrub, it becomes a little difficult. You had to put your might and you could pull it out. But when they grow to the size of a plant, it becomes extremely difficult to pull them out, my child. You tried your best, but you could not. You had to take my help. So that is the lesson I wanted to tell you, that The more you allow your weaknesses and bad habits to sustain, the more difficult it gets to get rid of them. The faster you recognize them and the faster you start working on them, the easier it gets to get rid of them. So, even as leaders, if you notice some weakness or areas of improvement in your team members, tell it to them in the initial stages itself. Don't let it grow. That is the lesson we take from this beautiful story. So I do hope it helps you and gives you a process as to how you can get rid of your weaknesses. If you like the story, please click on the like button. And if you think it'll help someone, please do share it with them. Remember, my name is Shanker Viswanath. I am a performance enhancement specialist. I work with ambitious leaders and help them manage and achieve their full potential and grow faster so that they can live a quality of life they know they deserve. Until next Saturday, this is Shanker Viswanath signing off. Take care, goodbye, and God bless.